Hello and welcome to Sea Friendly Reef and to a new video here on that little channel.
Very proud
Oh
of that.
man, next to Andrew Sandler. A lot of you has asked for American US videos and this is the place to be. So today we are visiting Polo's reef. So here we are. After filming so many private reef tanks in the years this little channel exists, is this the end of the road of private reef keeping? We made our way from Germany and visited Andrew Sandler and his Polo reef. We talked about his daily life with his tank, we looked at the technical parts in the house and also focused on their breeding and quarantine systems. So guys, lean back and enjoy. Andrew, let's go to your masterpiece. I know everyone knows that tank today.
Yes.
You have so many influencers, so many YouTubers here. So I think it is most interesting for the guys who is the reefer behind that. So you know we came from Germany. I think we are the first German YouTube channel ever here, isn't it?
I think that's probably right.
Yeah, because German are always safety. We put everything on safety in our country. Tell us about working with a reef tank like that in case of safety. So how safe are you while diving if you've got an accident, for example?
I mean, it's only 9 feet to the top.
Yeah.
All right, so like you can literally jump and grab one of the bars on top and get air.
Yeah.
So we don't worry about people drowning. What we worry about more so are falls and people cracking corals or cracking their head or something like that. When people go diving, there's always someone watching from the outside and there's usually somebody in the back because they'll bring corals to him to clean. He's bringing new corals out and he's also watching the oxygen levels of the tanks.
I mean, you've got a lot of ozone in that house.
Yes.
How do you keep that safe? Do you've got always people here or
So
you
the
also...
ozone, just to give you an idea, we run about almost 4 grams of ozone.
Okay.
With an oxygen reactor, which makes it even more powerful. We have ozone alarms in the house that go off when there's excess ozone.
Important point.
But still, we vented it out of the house. Like we drilled a hole in the house.
Because
and vented
when you are sleeping,
Yeah, exactly.
you can't handle.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I don't want my pets or anything with any ozone smell.
How is a typical day in your life with a tank like
you usually
that?
sit right there.
I mean, you've got always people here. Every time when I see a video from you and your tank, the house is full. Is that normal?
It's getting more normal. We have staff here now, Polo Reef, that work essentially here. Rashid's desk is here.
Yeah.
The 2 camera people are basically walking around between here
Hi guys.
and the back. And then on back, I have 2 in coral care. Even when I have no guests, it's busy. Now you add guests and it gets to be a fiasco. I start doing conference calls now from upstairs, my office, if I need the quiet.
But can you enjoy that tank?
Yes,
When
I literally, Tobias, I sit right here and 80% of my day is trading stocks and running money and just watching this. It's a nice view, but most of the time I'm in my hedge fund.
Yeah. So you just take 10, 15 seconds for relaxing.
Yeah.
And after that, go back to work.
Like Rashid goes in for a dive, okay?
Yeah.
And we have to go in and talk to him and use, laser pointers and where are we putting these corals? And so there I'll get up and we'll spend some time and point things out and hand signal and stuff like that. Let's put it this way. I am not spending that much time on ladders anymore, and I rarely get hand damage anymore from holding corals.
I understand.
I have the staff to do that.
Yeah.
And I did all that stuff in my 30s and 40s. But I am calling the plays from the sideline.
Yeah.
So I'm still the head coach.
Nice. I think we start riding about 2 years ago. When was the point you said, okay, I want to show that to the world? And why?
There was a point where maybe 10% of the tank had corals planted by Michelle, and then Rashid came. And I don't know what he planted. I think it may have been this in here, or he may have done this island. We call this Rashid Island. Yeah. There was a point where I literally said, holy shit.
Yeah.
We're gonna have the best tank in the world, baby.
Yeah.
And it wasn't by far yet, but I saw the vision.
Yeah.
That was probably
May, like this is in the summer.
it was like 8 months ago. It wasn't that long ago.
And then you said, okay, we have to show that.
And then it became, I'm gonna hire everybody I can hire or need to make this the best in the world. And now I'm gonna educate the hobby on how we did it. And I'm gonna try to grow the hobby, which is the other goal.
Yeah.
Which means I'm taking school kids here and trips and having you guys here. And my number one goal would be to get kids that spark. The way I was sparked at 8 years old to ride my bike to the fish store.
Yeah.
And you know, there's no one rule, like it could be anything. It could be a kid coming here and saying, I have to have this. I'm doing speeches at universities.
Yeah.
FAU I did, and probably do a few others. That's all stuff I want to do out of my heart to grow the hobby. The stressful part is to try to make this tank the best tank in the world. And if you don't care about that, then it's not so stressful. But I sit here sometimes and I'm looking for what's wrong.
You always are looking for what's wrong.
Because that's what happens when you have a perfectionist type of personality.
Yeah, I know that.
And so there's a lot of people also with the bias that will say to me, oh, you must sleep down here. If I lived in this house, I'd have a sleeping bag right here. I would not leave this room. And I'm like, you're crazy, man. I got to get upstairs by 4:30. I don't want to look at this anymore. It's because I live with it.
Yeah.
And I look at it clinically sometimes, as opposed to just its beauty. I would say by most days by 5 p.m., I'm done down here.
Yeah.
Unless we're doing business, unless I have a conference call or something. I'm down here from 7:30 in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, staring at this. A bunch of staff that's constantly sending plays in my ears, you know, the numbers of this, the numbers, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? So I need my downtime too. I told you in the summer we go to Connecticut, we go to a lake. I get away from this on the weekends.
Yeah. Some fresh water.
Yeah, some fresh water. Fresh water.
Shall we go to the back?
Yeah, let's go to the back. Let's go this way.
Some hours ago we talked about your favorite view. If you have to shoot a picture from your tank and you just can shoot one picture, what would it be? From which perspective?
Either this or the front.
Okay.
Either this or the front. It really depends on, like, if we got a brand new coral, something got really hot over here and I loved it, whatever, then maybe I would spend more time here. If we added new corals on the other side in the front, I would do more the front.
Yeah.
It's just a function of, of where the eye can be.
I can understand.
The only thing I want to make this is just look absolutely real. And I'm not a big fan for dead spots. Like you see this rock here with no coral?
Yeah.
That bothers me. Yeah. And you see all this here? I think that we need some coral here. And you see, this is right here. We just took out a piece. We need piece right here. The fact that there's nothing there and it's empty, it drives me crazy.
Are you collecting ideas from the ocean or from other aquariums?
Both. I watch plenty of videos like in the natural or in aquariums. I both. And then, you know, the other shot that I tell people they should get is climbing up this ladder. Want to climb up there and show them?
Yes.
I'll go to the other side with your wave.
Yeah, perfect. It is always the same effect. When you see a tank,
right, from
above, you don't have a feeling of the depth. It's too crazy.
Yeah, you get this right, because if you're looking at the front, it's a 1/3 compression from the water. Yeah. These are max spec LEDs on, most of them. big square ones are the 1,000 watts, and the round ones are 500s. And you can see that we've just thrown up some metal halides here. You see 1, 2, there's one in the back there, 3, and there's one over here, 4. We kind of like the look, and we kind of think it's helping the coral. And also, you know, the same par is not the same par. Like, you can run a halide at a 400 par and not burn a coral, and the same coral on the 250 with the focused LED is toast.
And you do a lot of tests.
And we do a lot of par testing to prove that. I mean, we have frags in the back.
Let's check it out.
Under 400 radians.
In the same water.
In theory, they should be frying, and they're not.
In the same water circuit.
Yes, in the same water circuit.
That's the point. So here you've got something very special. It's new.
Yes.
We have to say that.
This lab is new. We're still building. I mean, you can see this is still, Yelson's getting his desk now. This is now some of Jake Adams' corals that we did not put in the main display. Well, at first we thought we were going to keep it as a shrine and keep it in here for a little bit. And then we were looking at the pieces and we were just like, man, that would look fantastic in there. And it looks better in there than in here. So we moved some in there, and we're gonna keep the smaller pieces in here. You can actually see that we're running them in 2 different ways too, in the experiment. We got one under halides, radium 20K, no supplements. Maybe these, are these on? They're not even on. And in this tank, it's just LEDs and LED supplements, and we're running 2 blades right now. The AI blades. And we really like them a lot.
So is this a kind of breeding station or just for frags?
Station 1.
This is
Station 1.
Station 1 quarantine.
From here, we'll make a decision whether if the piece is too small or we think it's too sensitive for the main tank or we want to hold it for the 2500 upstairs. It will go from here, once it's clean as a whistle, into one of these grow tanks and in the back, the 300 gallon, which we're about to see. Done!
The dipper.
The Mad Dipper, we call him. The Mad Dipper.
He dips corals all day. We wanted to make sure we had really nice white bright light, okay? That you could just, you know, turn on and off by just hitting this little lens, okay? You gotta have a saw, of course, to cut stuff off. There's dead stuff you have to cut off. And then you have all kinds of
microscopes.
Microscopes, we identify new things.
Did you see the amount of amoxicillin we got?
I saw that. That was scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some diving stuff in there.
Yeah, there's diving gear in here, but the coolest things that are here, besides how big the electrical panels are.
Andrew, I just love the fact that you've got an own room for diving stuff for your aquarium. You know what I mean?
You know, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
We have 1,600 amp service in this house. 1,600 amps.
Wow.
So there's a lot of power.
Yeah.
And then we have these boilers here, which are 1.2 million BTU boilers, which heat the fish tank if they need heat, but they really heat up the RO water fast if I need 10,000 gallons in an instant. Yeah.
When you don't have, I don't know the English word.
Yeah, power outage.
Power outage.
These generators, let's take a look at them. Happens a lot, we lose power a lot, tree goes down. We have 2 125 kW Kohlers each, so there's 250 kW in this house.
You bring reefing to another level, Andrew. It is how it is.
This is the place to be if there's ever a bomb scare. You want to be here.
Yeah, okay.
You want to be in the sub base.
I will come back to you. How long does the system can work when you've got a power welder?
Natural gas forever.
Forever.
We had a neutral voltage problem on the main line.
Yeah.
From the street to our transformer, and we had 10 or 15 volts going through the floor, and people were getting shocked at my house.
Really?
In the showers, touching this stuff. Yeah, really. It was a big insurance deal. It was like we blew up at least $300,000 worth of stuff. In the event, we had to shut the power of the house down. It was dangerous.
Yeah.
We ran on generator for almost a month.
Andrew, I think most of the people are knowing that. The skimmers, all the technical stuff. Do you have something new for us?
Yeah, I got something for you.
Yeah,
I got a
really?
couple of things for you. This is my little R2-D2 Star Wars robot. And it's an oxygen reactor.
Yeah.
And we hooked it up to our ozone instead of
This is the ozone.
That's the ozone, yeah. Instead of the air beads, you know, the beads that cook and alternate to dry the air.
Yeah.
They weren't cutting it. And we don't know why they weren't cutting it, because the relative humidity in here is 34%, so that's just fine. This thing totally changed our lives. So this is my new best friend right here. And then the other thing new was this big sulfur reactor that MRC built us.
Yeah.
And we've had to tweak it a lot. It's so good that no matter how fast we run the water through it, it strips nitrate down to 0. So we had to slow it down. Otherwise, I have 0 nitrate in the tank. And the aragonite chamber here, which rebuffed the pH up, is now acting like my calcium reactor. This 7.0 water from here gets buffed up to 8 in
doing
here,
the job much
and it's
better.
melting aragonite.
Yeah. It's too crazy.
It's crazy.
Is it sometimes so normal for you that it is boring?
Yes. Content falls out of the sky in this house.
Yeah.
Is never, like literally, if we just remembered to shoot it, it would be content.
Yeah.
But it's so normal to us, and we see it every day, that we take it for granted.
Are there any reef tanks you want to visit?
I want to see the one in the Frost Museum in Miami.
Yeah, okay.
I wanted to go see the SeaWorld one, but I hear they have a problem and they had a leak or something. But we are going to go spend some time with the SeaWorld people later in March. Of course, I'd like to go to the UK and see Saxby.
Saxby. Yeah.
Saxby. I just want to check out his apartment, really. This is my Skynet.
It is too crazy.
It runs millions of lines of code. The person who designed it was an industrial automation expert doing water plants. And he tells me there's more lines of code in here than the water plants.
Yeah.
I think there's 140 probes on the system, monitoring things. And this is
The main controlling.
the control,
Yes.
the control of the computer. I showed you, this is just the main page. Lights here, skimmers here.
But you also have the other tanks in it, isn't it?
Oh, I have another tank in there too. Yeah, I have the peppermint systems in there too.
Yeah.
And the upstairs system, this 2500 will be on here too.
Oh,
more code.
You've got some LPS corals over there.
Oh yeah. Well, this is a new tank. We just set this tank up. It's daisy chained. It's connected to the 17,000 gallon tank. So we knew the water was good.
Yeah.
We knew that I wasn't going to go through a cycle kind of thing. We had all this LPS in the quarantine systems, waiting for a home, and we gave it a home for now. I'm sure when the other tanks are ready, we'll play Ring Around the Rosie.
Yeah.
This is it's a beautiful tank, but it is an area that's not shown.
And you've got some different lighting concepts
Yeah, in
over
fact,
here.
all 3 of these tanks are connected to the 17,000.
Yeah.
Frags under good old-fashioned radium 20K halide. Cooking
is a good word
just
for
fine.
that. Cooking is good, yeah.
Doing just fine. The par in this tank would suggest that the corals would die, and they don't, because halides are not the same as LED.
Yeah.
This is the opposite side of that. This is the same water as the 17,000, as the same of all these 3. But we wanted to showcase really fancy SPS with some really fancy colors that might be too fancy for the main display, but we're getting some really beautiful colors.
Absolutely.
Oh, and the fish in here are different. They're all reef safe, so I don't get any of the picking that I get in the main display.
Very important
I get much
point.
better polyp extension. Like this guy, this pink confetti was actually in the tank, and Rashid pulled it out. He's like, I ain't going in there. Staying in here. You get the point.
Yeah, I get the point. So this looks to be like a little experiment.
This system was originally designed as our 5th quarantine fish system, once we realized that we needed more coral and inverts, we started quarantining the inverts in here.
Okay.
All right? It never got medication to begin with, this system, so it was a very safe system to do that. We took off the top, we threw some radions on them. What's going on here right now is something very interesting. We imported about 80 or 90 of the peppermint shrimp from Australia.
Okay.
Vetetta. You can't find them in here. They're so small and so whatever, but there are 80 or 90 of them. And we took some pieces of coral that we found flatworm eggs on, and instead of dipping them
from the big tank,
or in our vats, and we put them in here, and we're watching to see after a few days whether the eggs disappear.
And how is the result?
We turned one piece over, this one, this morning, or yesterday we turned it over, and Joe says he swears half the eggs are gone.
Nice.
But let's see.
Okay.
Now, we're also not feeding these shrimp now. I think to be fair to the process, we're gonna need to feed them.
All right, guys, for me, a lot of information. Thank you so much, Andrew.
Great having you guys here.
It was fantastic. Please show Andrew a lot of love. I want to link down your YouTube and your Instagram and stuff like that.
I have a Facebook page.
A Facebook page.
A page.
In 2023.
A page. We have a YouTube and Instagram. Those people just like to see colors move and fish and colors, and they like to see music videos.
They are right on your Instagram page.
Right.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. And see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.